Hello, I am Michelle Orwick, and I'm so excited to be here with you this evening on this absolutely gorgeous Monday. It is July 24th, 2017, and I just want to tell you how deeply and emotionally I am feeling toward each and every one of you. Hello, my friend Ava and Anna. Oh, it is so good to see you here today. I want to thank you for the deepest part of my soul for following. And one of the things that I really want to talk about tonight is how we are all going through this exceptionally challenging time on the planet. That this is really an incredible opportunity, but it is also very difficult for a lot of people. So I want to just give a couple minutes for people to get on. And while we're doing that, I want to send out some love vibration healing today. So any requests that you have for healing, please private message me on Facebook Messenger, but because I will be doing some really deep meditation over the next few days. I've been in meditation most of today because we are coming into an astrological powerhouse. We're already in it. We're in what I talk about as a 30-day lunation of an eclipse. So we've already started the eclipse series with this new moon that happened yesterday. So those of you who are not familiar or not aware, on Sunday we had a new moon in Leo, and it was actually what they call a black moon. And new moons happen essentially once every 28 days, and they usually only happen in order of astrological signs. And what has happened is that this month, in this next 30 days, we're actually going to have a double new moon, which means that the new moon that happens on August 24th is also a Leo new moon, which basically means we have two new moons in Leo in a row, which is really rare. It only happens about 2.5 years. It happens every 28 and a half days. So when you're doing that, that comes up so that it only happens every 2.5 years. And then for it to be in Leo, that'll be even rarer. And I'm not a full-time astrologer, so I don't know, but I don't think that we're going to be having a new moon in Leo as well as a new moon solar eclipse probably ever again in our lifetime. And we certainly aren't going to have something as powerful as the eclipse we're preparing for on the 21st of August. So in that time, we have already started. We're in a 30-day lunation. So we're 30 days before that 21st time frame. And so I've had clients and I've had friends and I've had a lot of people really contacting me lately in pain, in confusion, in frustration, in anxiety, and in trauma. And so I want to start first by saying all of you who are watching this are the kind of people who are empathic. That means that you are feeling the other people in the world, not just yourself. So if you're empathic, just understand if I'm saying that every single person in the world is being affected, remember that part of this is you, but also as part of your connection to the other people in the world. So be really aware and start asking, is this my stuff? Make sure that if you have clearing tools, you're actually saying to yourself, I release everybody else's energy so that I can have clarity of thought within this time frame. Clarity of whether this is mine or whether this is a projection somebody else is putting upon me. So really important for you to identify if what you're going through right now is yours or someone else's, everyone else's. And it's really important for you to figure out what your really big lesson is right now. What is it you're facing? What is your biggest challenge? And because this situation that we're in brings in an era of something that doesn't happen again for 2.5 years, and the eclipse on the 21st, possibly nothing like it that we'll see in a long time or even again in our lifetimes, I want you to think about what is it I'm trying to bring into my life for the next 2.5 years. What is it that I'm trying to bring into my life that is big? So I had a client today that I said to her, what is it you want to bring in 2.5 years ago from now? And she said, I was thinking about 6 months. And I'm like, yeah, that's the small picture. So yes, you can think about what things look like 6 months from now, but I really want you to think about what do you want for your big picture and work backwards. Where do you want to be 2-3 years from now? And work back to figuring out what that means. And if I can ask you to do one thing in this next 30 days, if you could do one thing, it would be spend 5 minutes a day in meditation, 5 minutes a day in thinking about what would you like your future without fear, without impossibilities. What if you took out any concerns about money, any concerns about what other people want? What is it that you want to do? Who is it that you want to be? Think about that. Over the next 30 days, really think about who you are and who you want to be and where you're going. And take that lead. Take that and gently, lovingly apply that into your life. Where do you want to be, and what action steps do you want to bring into your life to make that happen? So let's talk about the energy for the next couple of weeks. In some time zones, it is August 7th, and some time zones it's August 8th that we have the lunar eclipse that's happening. So what we are in right now in the next 2 weeks is this era up until 2 weeks from today, essentially, 2 weeks from tonight. What is it that you want to lead into? What is it that you are wanting to make as your long-term goals, as your big planning? What is it that you are struggling with? Identifying it, because a lot of times naming it has everything to do with overcoming it. Sometimes the epiphany is going deeper into your soul and seeing where it came from. Where did it come from? Did you limit your belief because you failed once before? Did you limit your belief because no one ever told you you could before? Did you limit yourself because it's easier to keep everyone around you comfortable? Well, nobody's comfortable right now. And I wish I could say that this is the easiest time on the planet and it's full of joy, but that's not the truth. This is the most important time on the planet, and it is leading us to joy. Joy is a choice. Happiness is a choice, and it takes work, and it takes active principles, and it takes finding your passion and living your passion. And what happens is that we allow the neutral scale on the Abraham Hicks neutral scale is boredom. It's just living day by day. It's getting by for so many of us at different times in our lives, paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes we can be happy in that. And there's a frequency scale that talks about if you are in the downward spiral, you can't see how to get out of it. And that's what we're doing with this meditation I'm asking you to do, which is see yourself 3 years in advance, past the spirals, past where you are, where you want to actually be and live. And when I say live, I'm not saying you have to move. I'm saying, where does your soul live? Where does your emotions live? And think about that. And what does it say that you need to come back to? So you're finding right now that you possibly are struggling between what is spirit telling you, universe, guides, angels, whatever you want to call it, what is showing you your path, and what is your ego fighting your path. So a little story one of my deep friends told me was that she had always been very drawn to Elizabeth Altman. This is a hospital in Ohio. The Altmans have done all these acts of charity, and she was really drawn all through her teenage years to Elizabeth Altman. And her mother's in the hospital, so i.e. a very challenging time in her life, right? And so here she is in the Altman hospital, walking around, and she sees a painting or a photograph, I guess it was, in the hospital. And this woman's eyes followed her. She seemed to be drawn to this picture, and she goes and she looks at the little tag on it, and sure enough, it was Elizabeth Altman. And so my answer to her was, this is your spirit guide. This is a guide. This is telling you to look at the great works. If you're inspired by Elizabeth Altman's acts of charity, acts of philanthropy, acts of good works, then she is asking you, imploring you, by bringing your attention to her, to go out and do great works into the planet and to move past just our day-to-day challenges, because we all have day-to-day challenges. And that's the spiral circle down on the Abraham Hicks chart. But the next layer of happiness is just happy for right now. And if we're just happy for right now, we could go down that spiral anytime. What we actually have to do is have a little bit of vision. We call it being in the flow, which is not just happy for right now, but gratitude for right now. Spend some time in mindfulness practice of the gratitude of what you do have, even with all of your challenges. Being thankful for anything that you're receiving allows you to bring that energy in. It allows the universe to understand that you are grateful that all you're receiving, the power, whether you call that God or creator or creation or spirit, that energy of gratitude is going to reoccur and say, I expect good things to happen. I am grateful when they do. So that's part of the flow. The second half of the flow is knowing and seeing yourself in the energy of having it. So when we manifest with the law of attraction, we are starting to say thank you for what we don't have yet, but when we start saying it as if we have it. So it is commanded, or creator, it is requested that this be in my life now, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for already having it. Is so powerful way to manifest something, by, instead of saying, how am I going to get this, saying, thank you, I already have this. I know that by putting it into the universe, into the law of polarities, it's going to come to me. I'm going to have what I'm asking for. I'm going to have what I need. I know that my needs are met, so I'm grateful. And even when we are in places of challenge, to look at the lessons of what we've learned and how it served us. How things that have been difficult have made us stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I remember my mother saying that. And now my instructor, my mentor and teacher, Viana, says the same thing. Don't take away the program. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, because you are stronger. You are moving forward. You are more powerful. And bless the lesson. Thank the lesson, and then release it, because you don't need the lesson anymore to teach it to you again. Bless the lesson and then move forward. So that's a really powerful opportunity for growth. Then the other one that we don't want to live in is that we are so future oriented, we are so goal oriented that we can't enjoy today, that we don't look at exactly where we have come. Another client this morning, I was like, don't you realize that you just told me that you've you've achieved all the dreams you set out for 2 years ago. And I'm going to pick on a different person, Camille. I absolutely love you, Camille, and I'm so proud of you because you have literally set all of the dreams we set in motion years ago in action. So the first thing I want to just say is I am so proud of you, Camille. That isn't the person I was talking to this morning. But I just want to give a couple shout outs for people who have been working with me and for people who have been working on themselves and have come to huge levels of achievement and change. So Camille, I'm proud of you. Tiffany, I'm proud of you. Lisa, I'm proud of you. Brandy, I'm proud of you. These people have made huge, huge steps in change, and they're living in the life. And Amy, I'm proud of you. And Anita, I'm proud of you. And Anna, I'm proud of you. We are living our dreams. I have wanted a healing center for years, and I'm living and working and being in a healing center. Now, does there have certain challenges? Absolutely. Every day I'm learning something new. I learned that I have to have a checklist, and I have to make sure that I leave it ready for the next person, and I have to leave on time, and I can't run over. And so I learn new things every day. But being in partnership and being in companionship and being in the goddess energy is so incredible. And getting little notes from my other teachers that share this space. I came in yesterday and there was just a love note from one of the teachers. You have no idea how much that meant to me. So being that love note in other people's life is really important. Telling people how much they mean to you, how powerful their small things are, is a really amazing way to connect with the people that you are in communion with. And even the people who frustrate you from day to day, tell them what they do right, and they're maybe more likely to do more right for you. Tell them how grateful you are for them to be in your life, and they will be more likely to be helpful. We all want to be appreciated. So be on that other side of appreciation and be that gratitude giver. Be there to thank the person on the other side of the window. Be there to thank the person that shares your house. And be in gratitude for how far you have come. Really, really take a look at where you were 2-3 years ago. That's one of the things that this eclipse cycle is bringing up, is where were you? And if you feel like there's a re-challenge, you're in the same place, or there's a similar thing that happened before, then face it dead on. Face it and say, okay, I did it this way last time, I'm going to do it this way, a new way today. And if you have come a long way, realize just how far you have come. Sorry, I have to touch the screen because it's giving me messages. The fun thing about coming live. So I want to thank each of you because I know you struggled with me last week when we were live and the feed kept going out. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing in all the opportunities. I'm going to be doing a lot of really amazing things here in the near future. I'm coming down to teach a class in Sarasota. I'll be this week. If anybody's down there, my friends and family down in Fort Lauderdale, I'm actually going to be doing a free Theta Healing intro night, demystifying Theta Healing. So I'll be down there this week. So if you are interested in coming, let me know. I'm going to be teaching a class in September, a basic Theta Healing class in Fort Lauderdale in September, and one in August in Sarasota. And of course, there's still time for anybody who wants to get in on the basic class here in Orlando. If you're here in Orlando, I am also doing Tuesday nights for our Theta Share. Is now open to anybody at any time. You don't have to be a Theta healer to already be taking it. Oh, I see somebody's looking for advanced. I'm teaching advanced theta healing in Orlando on the week of the 15th of August. And it looks like I'm going to be teaching advanced also in Fort Lauderdale in October. So I don't have the dates for that, but I'll be able to give you the dates sometime later this week. So private message me and I'll make sure that you get into advanced if you need to. So on top of everything, hi Wendy, hi everybody. I can't say hi to everybody, but I so love you guys. And so come on down if you're local to our Theta Share at the new Cole Space location, right across from Dandelion. We're going to be there every Tuesday night at 6:30. Rain or shine, with or without me, because even when I'm traveling, we have some great teachers that are going to be taking over Theta Shares on the weeks that I'm traveling. So it's a great opportunity. I also just want to thank you guys. The next thing I want to talk about with this eclipse schedule is to prepare for the next 2 weeks. What is it that you really need to finish getting rid of? Do your best to finish and complete projects over the next 20 or 30 days. We have Mercury in retrograde. This is coming up, and this is a powerful time for you to finish things. If you are traveling or you're working with communication in any way, check your cars, check your phones, check your airline tickets. Be a little ahead of time. Don't be on the fly. Just kind of get a little bit ahead of your plans. Miscommunications, there are struggles sometimes. So when you're coming into this energy, be in the finishing phase, be in the starting phase, because every beginning is an ending and every ending is a beginning. So what do you have to get rid of to make new? A lot of people are finding that it's time to let go of people that are not really serving them. But this phase is setting you up for the most important stuff, and change is difficult. So if you're feeling difficult, if you're feeling like it's hard, go inward. Take the time to think. Take the time to think it out. Take the time to plan ahead. Definitely be in the energy of love, and that love energy is loving yourself. Loving how you are, loving how you feel, loving how far you come, and loving yourself enough to do what needs to be done to get where you need to go. I know it's hard to do that, but it feels so good to get there. Remember what it feels like to face fear in the front, because when you look back at it, you go, why was I afraid of that? Why was I worried about that? And a very practical application of this is identifying a fear or identifying a thought process and talking yourself through it. That's just a fear. That's a fear because I really don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be abandoned. I don't want to do a whole lot of effort into a job that last time didn't pay off. Well, by doing that, you stay in the status quo and you never move forward and you never find joy and you never find bliss. So moving forward has an energy of growth. It has an energy of maybe facing your fears, but it also has a moment of bliss, of satisfaction like no other. So learn how to be satisfied, learn how to be in gratitude, learn how to be in forgiveness and compassion. So forgive everybody else for being in the middle of their craziness right now, because right now we are in the middle of craziness, and it is going to be over. I really do look forward to the fall when this energy passes. But I'm also really excited to be in this energy because great things lie under the surface. These pieces of greatness can come out of you right now. Look into your heart to your own greatness. Look into where you are and who you want to be, and recognize that that is deep inside of you already, and all you have to do is learn how to shine. All you have to do is allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself to overcome. Allow yourself to be the blessing. allow yourself to be the light in the world. And maybe you're saying to yourself, well, everybody tramples on my dreams, or when I did this before, it wasn't successful. I don't care. Live your passion, live your dreams, do it again. Do it again and do it again. And never give up. And failure is not failure. It's just an opportunity to learn something new. Think of it as an experiment or an interview or a change or a chance. It's not failure. It's a lesson. So take your lessons and go forward with total joy. There's a woman right there that you should all be proud of. Ellen just came on, and Ellen never gives up. She may have bad days, but Ellen never gives up. This is one of my absolute heroes in life. She literally every single day has to work toward making the next step forward. Literally. This is an athlete who has had a car accident, and every day she works toward walking again, and she never gives up. And she is changing herself and changing the people around her with her attitude and with her hope. And so that's the example that I want to leave for this world is don't give up. Move into the energy of joy and bliss. When we talk about the frequency chart, the highest emotions on the frequency chart aren't just happiness. It's joy and bliss and euphoria, and that is only able to be done with personal love for self. You have to love yourself. You have to follow your passion to be able to be in joy and love and bliss. And so what I want to do today is I want to leave you with a download. And all you have to do to receive this download is I want you to place your hand on your heart. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to say yes. And I want you to take over the feeling. I'm going to transmit a feeling here. I want you to know what it feels like. So would you like to know what it feels like? That it's safe, it's easy, and it's possible to move forward in your next step. That it's easy to go joyfully into living your life of passion. That you know how to let go of fear and live a life of passion. That you know how to be inspired and inspire others. That you deep in your heart know what it feels like to be living in the energy of love. So I want you to just say yes in your heart, say yes in your soul, and I'm going to be sending you these waves of feelings that you know how to, that it's safe to feel love, love for yourself and love for others, that it's safe to feel bliss, that it's safe to feel peaceful, that it's safe to make the next action steps, and that you know how to. That as you move into this place of gratitude, as you move into this crazy, awesome energy, you know how to move forward in joy and bliss and in love. So this is Michelle Orwick, and I love you so much, each and every one of you. I want you to know that in my heart, I love you. And if you could just receive that feeling and open yourself up to that love, open yourself up to that joy, that it's possible for you to feel that way about yourself and others. And when you're in that love, when you're in that bliss, when you're living your purpose, when you're living your dream, things do happen that are hard. But you're also awake to synchronicities. You're awake to your guides and your angels and to God, whatever you call God, Goddess, Creator, Creatrix, all it is, Spirit, Source, helping you repurpose your life, helping you be in the energy of your next step, in your next phase, in your next plan. So take a pregnant pause. Be very aware of what is coming up in the next 2 weeks, any challenges. They're there for you to let go. Anything that is somebody else's stuff, make sure that you recognize it's somebody else's stuff and you don't take it on. Make sure that you're letting yourself take rest if you feel like you need to rest. make sure that you need to move forward. If you do need to move forward, that you take action steps. If you need to back off, it's okay to back off too. So a powerful time with us already being in the 30-day lunation. Take a 5-minute break every single day and be in gratitude, be in the future energy, be in blessings, and be in joy. So I will see you next week as we are getting closer and closer to the eclipses. And I will be coming to you live next Monday. So have a beautiful, blessed, and joyful week. I love you.